Does JobFlow Pro support legacy JobFlow workflows? Great question. I'll let Thomas answer that one.
Um, yes and no. If there is a job flow, we name it right now job flow classic workflow. We of course can use this. At least you have to rebuild it, but this is not a big issue. We can help you with that. And if you do have a running SMSA, we turn this SMSA into term-based years of JobFlow Pro if you decide to go in future with JobFlow Pro.
Okay. The next one is the JobFlow Pro safe to use if it's based on open source tools. I guess, yeah, Thomas kind of alluded to that. Yeah, the way
even because it's an open source tool, it's much easier. It's much safer than everything else. As you may know, open source tools are frequently checked by people which are developing that if it's closed for any kind of viruses or whatever you can think of. At least the software itself is installed on your system, so you're taking care about security of your system. We are not interfere with any kind of website while we are using JobFlow Pro. Beside the fact, if you want that we are using an AI large language model, and because it's open source, we can use other functionalities which are not really printing related. We can use this as well. For example, in JobFlow Pro, you can upload a node, that means a module, to send messages about the status of the print into a WhatsApp address if you want. So quite open, but at least very safe.
And I guess you mentioned, yeah, the next release or dot release we're bringing out, if it's for a corporate environment or a very secure environment, and they have the large language model internally, then it can interact with that.
Exactly. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, and then does JobFlow Pro require internet access? We need internet access for the installation. Then we can run JobFlow Pro without any kind of connection into the internet. Beside, if you want to use a large language model right now, of course, you have to have the connection to that point. But if you run it as a workflow solution without using AI components, then you can run this completely disconnected from the internet. And there's another question which comes up always about the way how the licensing model is. So JobFlow Pro is a term-based licensing product, and you have only one fee per year, which is licensing the JobFlow Pro application. There is no limited number of users. There is no limited number of connected outputs like Fiery. There is no limited number of cores it will run. There is no limitation. The licensing is only one yearly fee, which includes the support and update pass, and no additional costs. And as John mentioned, it's browser-based. That means you can run this on a Windows system as the server, but the user can run it from a Macintosh, from a Windows, or if you like, from a Unix system as well. Later release will provide a Macintosh server functionality as well, but this is let's say the next year release.